4 models of hair cells. When it comes to hair removal, most people think only about their own desire to get rid of hair. They do not stop for a moment to consider the point of view of the hair itself, or what hair actually needs in order to stop growing on its own without the violence of devices and chemicals. Pause for a moment and listen to logic. If you do not find logic in this video, feel free to move on. That choice is yours, because none of the conventional hair removal methods address the real reason hair grows in the first place. No one in the industry will tell you about your own ability to cause hair to stop growing on its own in a natural biological way. All hair removal devices work from the outside because they have no access to the control room of the hair production factory. Hair grows from within your own cells, and only you have direct access to stop hair growth permanently. It is so simple that it is almost frightening. Do you know what a hair cell looks like after laser treatment and after electrolysis? And how a hair cell looks after it receives a signal from you to stop producing hair? This is not energetic mysticism. This is natural biology and cooperation with the body. Believe in your connection with your body, even if you have never experienced it yet. Just listen. That alone is already a very good beginning. Understand the cells and you will stop fighting them. If you had a factory and wanted to stop production, would you burn the factory down, hoping the production line would be destroyed? And if a few workers burned along the way, that would be acceptable as long as you reached your goal. All of this in the hope that there would be no survivors. But the hard-working workers who survived the fire would try to rebuild the production line and resurrect the factory from the ruins out of extreme loyalty to their work and to you. The fire did not make them understand that production was no longer needed. They keep working with determination. Despite the harsh conditions, the workers are convinced they are saving you. Others, perhaps out of prolonged frustration, believe that to stop a factory and achieve a final shutdown of the production line, all you need to do is electrocute the factory, disable the main computer, the control unit, and if some workers are electrocuted along the way, that is not such a big deal. It just turns out that you need several electric shocks, delivered by professionals who specialize in destroying factories with electricity until a final result is achieved. Sounds violent, right? If this were a real human factory, an investigation committee would be established. But when it comes to hair removal, it is just a human body, so it is called aesthetics. Burning and electrocuting a living system with cells, nerves, blood, communication, and memory is considered normal just to stop hair production. And the absurd part is that hair cells are not criminals. They are outstanding workers. Hair cells only protect and respond to the environment. The only issue is that they are executing old instructions. So what is the smart solution for stopping the hair production line? First, understand that your body does not know that you want smooth skin. The body is built on a survival system. It only wants to protect you, and that is the role and the story of body hair. When hair is removed in all the conventional ways, the body enters stress and immediately begins to rebuild and repair. Conventional hair removal is a mechanical understanding created by human-made machines, by an industry that relates only to the mechanics of hair and ignores the direct energetic neural connection you already have with all the cells in your body, including hair cells. At every moment, whether you are stressed or relaxed, your body receives a message about your state. Alternative hair removal is a holistic understanding that recognizes you are connected to your cells and that you have a direct and immediate influence and ability to regulate hair growth until permanent cessation. Alternative hair removal understands the simple mechanism of stopping the production line directly from within the cell. Through calm, through a simple message, through respect and beauty, you will admire your body permanently. It is a completely different experience. These are 4 models of hair cells. They are not meant to be beautiful. They are meant to help us understand what a hair follicle factory looks like from the inside and how it can be shut down, not through violence, but through a simple message. The first follicle is a normal, fully functioning hair cell. The second is a hair cell after laser treatment. The third is a hair cell after electrolysis. The fourth is a hair cell after we transmitted signals to shut down the hair production factory. Do not be surprised. You are connected to your hair. It hurts when you pluck hair. That means you have a neural connection to the hair through those same nerves. So stop the production of hair. It is much simpler than it seems. Model 1. An active follicle. Most people look at hair and see only something that needs to be eliminated. But the moment you understand the structure, you realize this is not a question of how to remove, but why is it still producing. Without understanding the model, there is no control. There is only struggle. This is the factory that produces hair. At the bottom is the papilla. This is the connection point for blood supply, oxygen, and nerves. Around it are the matrix cells. These are the production cells. As long as they are active, hair is produced. At the top is the channel, the path through which the hair emerges. Matrix cells divide, lose their nucleus, and form keratin, which the hair is made of. The hair is pushed upward. As long as the factory is active, hair comes out. It is that simple. When we pluck, burn, and fight, the body receives a signal of stress. Stress equals continued production. This is the paradox. The follicle does not understand that you want smooth skin. It understands only danger or calm. A hair follicle is not a problem. It is not a malfunction. It is a biological system, diligent and responsible. When a factory is operating, it means it has received permission to operate. The body does not ask whether we want hair. It acts according to an ancient survival template. As long as there is no reason to stop, production continues. The follicle does not initiate. It reacts. Model 2. Hair cell after laser hair removal. This is the same hair follicle we saw before, but after laser treatment. What does the laser actually do? The laser does not communicate with the cell. It works with heat. It identifies pigment in the hair, and the heat travels down the hair shaft into the follicle. The heat is external. It is not intelligent. It does not choose cells. It simply spreads and damages whatever is in its path. What is damaged in the follicle? Matrix cells the workers may burn. The papilla, the control system, may be partially damaged. Delicate blood vessels and local nerves experience heat trauma. This is not a shutdown of a hair production factory. This is damage, a fire. What signal does the hair follicle receive after laser damage? Not there is no need to produce. It receives injury, heat, stress. The biological translation is repair mode, increased blood flow, sometimes an attempt at rebuilding and renewed production. That is why sometimes hair returns, not despite the laser, but because of the signal it created, injury, and the need to repair. The cell does not understand that you wanted a cosmetic treatment. It understood trauma. Why does laser still work for many people? Because when the damage is deep enough, the follicle cannot recover. But this is not intelligent management of the system. It is simply damage. A follicle after laser is not calm. It does not clearly understand what happened. It is just reacting to trauma. Peripheral laser damage means that heat spreads beyond the hair, affects tiny blood vessels, irritates local nerves, and puts the follicle environment into stress. Laser does not stop exactly where it wants. It works in waves of heat. Matrix cells after laser are confused. Some are damaged, some survive, some slow down. Some try to restart production unevenly. This is not an orderly shutdown. It is confusion. How does a hair cell feel after laser? It experiences stress, not emotional pain, but heat overload, emergency signals, instability. The body responds to injury with repair, more blood, more attention, sometimes renewed activity. That is why after laser, hair may return thinner, different, or unpredictable. Laser does not speak the body's language. It leaves the body to interpret the event on its own. Stress does not tell the body to stop. It tells it to try harder. Electrolysis, a different story. Electrolysis does not work with spreading heat. It works with a needle inserted directly into the follicle. Electrical current is applied, creating chemical and electrical destruction. This is targeted structural damage. Matrix cells are directly damaged. The papilla may be destroyed. Stem cells in the area may be affected. The follicle environment undergoes localized trauma. Electrolysis tries to destroy the factory. The signal the follicle receives is again injury and deep damage, not no need to produce. If the damage is complete, the follicle does not return. If it is partial, hair may grow back thinner. Electrolysis can stop hair production, but not through intelligent, sensitive management. It does so through destruction. The goal is the papilla, the supply center where blood vessels enter, neural signals arrive, and production permission is granted. Without an active papilla, matrix cells cannot work. In reality, it is difficult to hit only the papilla. Damage spreads. Matrix cells and nearby stem cells may be destroyed. The entire follicle structure undergoes trauma. If the papilla is completely destroyed, production stops. If partially damaged, recovery may occur. That is why electrolysis is often not a one-time process. After repeated treatments, trauma accumulates, matrix cells diminish, stem cells may disappear, and the body eventually abandons the area. This is not a cell that received a message of no need to produce. It is a cell that experienced trauma. The final model, a cell that was not physically damaged but stopped producing hair. This follicle did not undergo laser or electrolysis. Its structure is intact. No burns, no scars, no destruction. But there is no production. The factory is simply closed. Why is it closed if it was not destroyed? Because the cell received a clear signal. There is no need to produce hair. The cell does not fight, does not defend, does not try to recover. It understood the message from the body. How does a hair cell understand? Through three main physiological channels: a fast neural signal from the nervous system that reflects stress, calm, alertness, or safety. The follicle immediately understands whether the body is in survival mode or safe mode. Blood and supply signals. How much blood reaches the papilla? How much oxygen and nutrients are available? Biologically, this translates to: is there a budget to produce? Environmental and cellular context. Is there inflammation, irritation, injury, or calm stability around the follicle? The follicle asks whether there is a reason to protect and continue growing. If the signal says normal, tense, or irritated, matrix cells keep dividing and production continues. If the signal says calm, safe, no need, matrix cells slow down, enter rest, and production weakens and stops. The follicle does not argue with the signal. It aligns with it. Cells do not understand words. They understand physiological states: neural calm, stability, absence of stimulation, absence of repeated stress. When there is no alertness, there is no reason for production. In practice, matrix cells slow and enter rest. There is no division, no upward push, no new hair. Most importantly, there is no need to damage the cell to stop it. Like a business that closes because there is no demand, not because it was burned down. When the body understands it is safe, it stops producing on its own. All the models we saw show different ways to stop hair production. You can choose a path that does not traumatize the body, but communicates with it. The most effective way to transmit a signal to hair cells is guided imagination and message transmission, leadership of the body. Imagination does not forcefully shut down follicles. It changes the signal state the body broadcasts. It calms the nervous system, lowers local alertness, creates a sense of no need to act, and thus the message becomes, it is safe here. There is no need to produce. When the signal changes, we do not fight the result. A follicle that feels calm enters calm. A hair follicle stops growing permanently, not because we forced it, but because we taught it that there is no longer a need. This is not an external solution. It is an internal understanding. It is a creation that stays with you. Not a treatment, not a device, not dependency. A new relationship with the body, mutual understanding and cooperation. When the signal changes, the behavior of the cell changes. I hope this information was enjoyable and helpful for you, and we will meet again in the next video.